Hello, this is Solomon on a 1v1 against Shogun around Tank Graveyard. And on this game, we're going to be talking about starting an armor base instead of a armor base or barrack start. And more to that is, do you need to start with recon in a 1v1? Well, this is one. I mean, you can also do it for teams in FFA, but this is definitely a 1v1 focused video. So you might think recon is really important, but you don't need to open with it in a 1v1. And I mainly think about pretty much all the 1v1 maps you can do armor base instead of barracks, even if you don't have recon, like Germany and armor base. Or even just don't bother making a recon. Because you need recon. Well, basically the thing is, you need recon to spot unit in forests, but like buildings are in open terrain, they're not in forests. So you can be able to kill buildings, and it's primarily if the enemy starts AT, yeah, you're gonna need recon. Tanks can't fight hidden recon at all. So, but if the enemy does a barrack start, and like Germany, lots of people do a barrack start because I need recon and infantry is good, but tanks can still beat infantry without recon because infantry are then restricted to the forests and towns, and again, buildings are not in towns or forests; they're outside of those. And enough tanks, while infantry can kill tanks, if you have a lot of tanks and you are aware of your position, you'll just kill the infantry that come at you. Like in a lot of Germany versus Germany matchups, I tend to go armor base, especially on the map like Tank Graveyard, which is more open. Behind enemy lines, maybe sometimes you can get away with it, even though that is a really infantry favored map. On Blitz, you can try to do it. I mean, you're not gonna. You're probably gonna lose against someone who's equal skill. But anyway, I go armor base in this situation because what's a barracks gonna do? He's gonna put infantry in his forest, infantry in his forest, infantry in a town. But I can stop him from getting to these towns maybe, or at the and even if he does get in these towns, I can prevent him from getting any further since this is so much open terrain. And like it's possible to play defensive with infantry to the easy sectors and lots of angles from the infantry can come from and pushing tanks up against river. But again, if you're good with your tanks, you can kill lots of infantry. And I can go around all these flanks right here. So I can go this way. If infantry comes out, like again, I can just kill the infantry maybe or retreat if there's too much infantry. I can go this way, like it's gonna be very difficult for him to deal with. And his KFC costs 20, but my Panzer IIIs only cost 15. So I can just use a cheaper Panzer III to stop a KFC from approaching. As long as he doesn't get in like this forest or something. Anyway, so he had airfield versus airfield start, which is pretty common. He started a Stuka, which I wasn't expecting. Since I should have been able to tell it's fake, but I didn't until it's too late. Killing ME109. And this is like almost the paradox of air openings, but if you go on air opening, well, like bombers or fighter bombers, it doesn't really work if the enemy just goes air because they're gonna start building fighters. Then you have to build fighters, or else you lose air superiority. So we both just end up building fighters instead of bombers or fighter bombers. I mean, he's built one Stuka, and even then, like he doesn't have air superiority. The only reason he's doing this well is because I'm good at microwaving around these decoys. And he has managed to get to my 2 Panzer IIIs. Which is good, so he's made a lot of money, but he's in a really dangerous position. Also, he didn't let this ME109 heal. So yeah, his KFC can't do anything because Panzer IIIs will get this kill it. These infantry can't do anything since the Panzer IIIs will just kill them. So this is a lot of money that's not doing anything. You know, there's nothing stopping me from going forward, and I fucked that up. But also, for some reason, he built his third depot right here instead of in the back, so this was a really big fuck up. But the point still stands. Even if this depot wasn't here, I have air superiority. So as long as I micro on the decoys, I'll beat his air force since I have more fighters since he spent his money on his Stuka. And it'll be hard pressed to fight off this Panzer III. And I micro the Panzer III so it isn't in recon vision of the KFC. Moon 109 isn't fully healed, which is really bad. I fuck up my micro and try to pull away and fuck it up, so I end up losing. I actually use one fighter and don't kill the Stuka, but I do kill the depot, which is really fortunate. It's actually really good. I'm actually fucking up my air pretty hard here. So depot going out. Building more MU109s, looking for an opportunity. And I also played Spy to go for a strafe, but he ends up camouflaging. I mean, it's a kind of annoying. It's a ruse for a ruse, but camouflage is a lot more helpful than Spy right now. Well, his camouflage is a lot more helpful for him than my Spy is for me, so. But yeah, I mean, you don't necessarily need recon in the beginning of a match if you're against an infantry or recon in recon opening. Just don't get in ambush range of the forest or go in towns or units. And honestly, as Germany, you don't really want to make Panzer 3s. At least get Panzer 4s and make like two of those instead or something. Three or four. I don't know, but then get Panthers. Probably when you're looking for mobility kind of matchup and firepower. Since Panzer 3s are kind of expensive. While the extra damage is nice since they get a more powerful gun than most light tanks, it's not really worth it. And level 3 armor on the Panzer 4 is 2 Stukas instead of 1 Stuka. Anyway, so I've been building more fighters, and he built 2 Stukas for some reason. So I just send all my fighters in. And he also had to rebuild his depot. Do I play anything? Okay, no. Yeah, so I just end up wiping out his Air Force. Since, although I do end up building a 4th depot myself. He built what is it? I think this is a depot. Yeah, so he built that too. Not good. And he used the ruse on it. Yeah, again, that's the paradox of air. Like, if you go air to do like bombers or something, or fighter bombers, if the enemy goes air, you're both just gonna end up making fighters because you have to do that, or else you lose air superiority. So, like, it's almost why go air in the first place. I mean, fighters are still really good since they can strafe, but if you're going like Germany air because I can use Stukas, you need to stop thinking that because if the enemy goes air, you're gonna have to be making fighters, not Stukas. This is more of a 1v1 thing against a aware opponent. Like in Diplo, like in team games sometimes, or FFA, you're doing like a bomber rush, like 2 bomber recon is definitely, it's a standard almost even, particularly on Diplo FFA. So I finally do get my barracks up, mainly so I can get heavy infantry out, since I know he's probably not gonna have the money for it. So we went jet fighters, which is a really solid decision. But I just have too many ME109s at this point, so there's not really anything you can do. I also sent his Panzer 3 around. And his Stuka didn't land and rearm itself. So it's not gonna do it. I built like one more ME109, then I start researching jet fighters. Also, he did strafe my depot truck over here, which was really annoying, but whatever. My bad. This is a secondary base. Holy shit, yeah, that was just really stupid. And he tried building the depot. That is so unbelievable. That is actually unbelievable. So he should have landed his planes and tried to at least get more jet fighters or something, or get AA. Because by keeping his planes up, he just let me kill them, which is really stupid. I also played Blitz at the end there to catch up. But yeah, that is it for this video.